is these systems are independent of each other in the sense that a person can be type A or type positive or negative. Like the ABO system does not genetically influence what positive or negative type they have, and vice versa. So that's why I kind of explained this by splitting them up first, and then we can put them together once we are trying to determine what blood types are compatible. So we do ABO first, A, B, O, and AB. As I mentioned, this is going to tell you what antigens are on the red blood cells. So hopefully this should be fairly self-explanatory. Type A has A antigens, B has B, O has none. So you can think, we always say type O, but you can think of this as like type 0, it doesn't have any, if that helps. And then AB will have both A and B antigens. Now, antigens, if you are at all familiar with immunology, you should know that an antigen is something that usually you don't want introduced into your body because your body's natural immune system produces antibodies or things that will bind with like antigens, and it serves as a protection against the body. It is not a mammal's natural state to take blood from another mammal and put it into their other mammal. That's a human medical miracle. So that's a kind of weird. We need to circumvent the natural system in order to do some of these life-saving medical procedures. So normally where us producing antibodies is a good thing. In this particular instance where we're transfusing blood, this is actually a hindrance that we have to kind of get around, and that's why some people are not compatible with others for both donating and receiving blood. So main takeaway from that little spiel is that a like antibody will bind with a like antigen, and this will cause clumping in the system. And clumping, this is something that we do not want to happen in the system because that means that the red blood cells can't do their job. So if you have type A antigens on red blood cells, what type of antibody do you not want circulating through the system?
B.
Exactly. So person with type A antigens, you don't need to know the process, but as one develops your immunology, there are certain safeguards that are put in place to make sure that a person with a type A blood doesn't produce A antibodies, but they will produce B antibodies. So pretty much the exact opposite with B. They're going to produce A antibodies because the system is trained not to produce those B antibodies. O, it doesn't have any of the antigens, so it's going to produce both A and B antibodies. AB, kind of opposite of O, it's got both of those antigens, so it's not going to produce either A or B antibodies. So when it comes to donating, you can think about this as you are transplanting the donor's antigens into the donee's body. So I say the antibodies, these are circulating through the plasma. So you need to make sure that you don't introduce any of these antigens where there are these antibodies. So if a person has type A, well, first of all, they can donate to another person that has type A blood, because type A does not have those antibodies circulating through the system. So what other blood type can a person with type A blood donate to, based off of this chart and the antibodies that are present?
AB.
AB, exactly. So you know AB doesn't have any of those antibodies circulating, so you can introduce those antigens without any issue. Then going on, actually we'll stay on the donating. So for B, obviously they can donate to other people with B. Can they donate to another blood type? AB, yeah. Type O, so in this case, they don't have any antigens, so what blood types do you think they can be introduced with without any issue? All of them, exactly. That's why sometimes people call blood, the O-type blood the universal donor, because they don't have any of those antigens that are gonna get introduced into the system and kind of wreck the party, so they can donate to any blood type from the ABO system. Alright, and then how about AB? What blood type do you think they can donate to? Only AB. Since they've got both of those antigens, so so you notice all of the other blood types other than AB, they have some form of those antibodies. So the AB cannot donate to any other blood type than another AB. Alright, so now we're going on to the receive section. So now in this case, you need to think about the blood that is being received and the type of antibodies that a person has. So type A, they've got B antibodies circulating through their system, so they cannot receive from any blood type that has B antigens in the system. So in this case, they can receive from type A. And what other blood type can they receive from? O, exactly. Again, where is it? O doesn't have any of those antigens, so it can go into a body type that has B antibodies, because there's nothing to react to on the red blood cells. Just to truncate the time, I'll kind of speed through the rest of this. Bs can donate to other Bs and also receive. Bs can donate to other Bs and also receive from O. What about O? They've got both of those antibodies, so what blood type can they receive?
O.
Only O. And then how about AB? Think about the antibodies they've got going through the system.
All.
Yes, AB can receive from all. Oftentimes people will call ABs the universal recipient because they don't have any of those antibodies, so there's nothing for any antigens. You can pump all the ABO antigens that you like into a person with AB blood, you're not going to get any reaction because there aren't any of those antibodies. So that's the ABO system. Now moving on to the RH system. So this one a little easier because you've only got two types to think about, but the positive or negative, that basically just says if there are or if there are not antigens present. So positive means that you do have RH antigens on the red blood cells. Negative means no antigens. So I'll kind of speed through this. If they've got the antigens, then they need to be trained not to produce any antibodies. If they don't have the antigens, they're not going to get that training development, so they are going to produce RH antibodies. So what that means for donating, basically a person with positive blood can only donate to other positive blood types that also fit this compatibility. But someone with negative blood, they don't have any antigens to introduce, so they can donate to either positive or negative blood, again, as long as this typing system matches whatever they have for the ABO system. So donate. Then it's the opposite for receive. Positive blood can receive from either positive or negative. Negative can only receive from other RH negative.